This is the diary of the great one named John Weaver. That'd be me. If you can look at the tear streaks under my face here, just a bit red and cheeks are flushed. Yeah. Another session again. Another session. No, when it's the triggers. It's the triggers. It's the 23rd or 22nd. I'm losing track of time. 22nd December. It's 10:04 in the morning, Pacific Standard Time. It's about 35, 40 degrees out here in Antelope Valley. Clouded over. And compared to what everybody else is going through right now, they're having a cold, miserable holiday season. Things get snowed in, plowed under, and a white Christmas they'll have. I haven't had one in a hell of a long while. I know I have never remember having one. I had a snowy Thanksgiving, but I never had a white Christmas. I always wondered what that was like. It's cold as hell and they're freezing their asses out left and right. And maybe my bones and joints would be able to take care of it anyway. I'm trying not to feel this miserable during this holiday season because this is just crazy out here. And I remember recounting a lot of things regarding Christmas and how it meant and how special it meant to me. And when you lose family, to me, that was the most important thing in my life. Other people are trying not to feel it. Other people want to feel it. I noticed on social media that some people are just devastated by it, and when they lose people left and right, it takes away the joy in the season. Excuse me. It takes away hope and holiday. And well, some people want to feel happiness about it, but just a feeling of hope, of faith, of something beyond what biblical or scholars could say is usually a force of something that's undefinable. We can try defining it. We can try going like crazy to different people what they're trying to define it as. It's personal to everybody. And when you lose loved ones a great deal, it changes the dynamics around that. You don't feel the holiday season anymore. You don't feel the joy of the season. It's supposed to be the joy of the reason of the season. And people will be, I know people will be steadfast in their belief systems of telling you what it's supposed to be according to them, and this is how it's supposed to be, and not one way or another. Sometimes you have to look at it in a different aspect. You just can't be laser focused on it. Sometimes you just have to look at it from a different point of view. I know it's usually the polar opposite here, but oh, my poor dog is covered up in a sweater that I put her in. It's only because I put her in a large one and I didn't even know where the smaller one was. And if I did, I'd be able to get it to her. I didn't want her to shiver like crazy. Mama, if you want me to take that off, give me a second. I guess Anna's going to have to get a smaller sweater for this poor dog because she really can't wear it cold during this time. But I was talking about also the feelings and the moods concerning about this, and I can't say how easy it is to get wrapped up into this feeling of this feels like it's a lousy holiday. Why am I celebrating? Everyone's happy and cheerful they want me to be. They're trying to force me to be, and I don't want to be. And it's way understandable. It is completely understandable. This holiday season is not exactly the easiest to get into, even though everyone else seems to try to say it is. But this is the time of Jesus. You got to do this. This is Jesus' time. You gotta feel the spirit there. You can't do this. You can't be miserable. You have to be happy. You got to be happy. I'm telling you, you have to be happy. Otherwise, I'm going to get violent and punch you in the mouth. Who needs a Grinch when you got this force of positive good? Now you're going to do this, right? You're going to do this, right? Dramatics. Just pure dramatics. Okay. And I know a lot of people will say, no, that's not quite right. I'm like, but that's how it's being perceived. Perception. The concept of it. This is what's being perceived right now as it is for this season. Being forced into a feeling, into a thought pattern, into a style where we just can't deal with it. We don't want to deal with it. Do I want to deal with it? Well, if I had my mother, my brother with me, and my surrogate mother, probably. I just wouldn't want to force it on people's throats, but that's what it kind of sounds like sometimes when you're just for a half-second look, half-second glance, and I'm thinking, oh shit, what did I do wrong this time? Either I'm trying to do it for a force of good and they don't like it or rejecting it, or they're actually quite surprised and actually going to go with the flow. But the ones that are kind of rejecting it, for what reasons are they rejecting it for? We're forcing this down their throats. The thing is, what I understood about religion is usually based on attraction or promotion, but we always have to be always have to keep forcing the happy smile and keep thinking inside, you know, no, that's not reality check. Reality check is you're a miserable, sorry son of a bitch, and you want to be that way. Of course, some people say, you can't listen to it now. You have to. No, you have to be realistic. No! Let's be idealistic. You can't be that way. You're letting them down. What I'm doing at this point over here is trying to understand completely why this is happening. For what reason? Why are we miserable? We have our own doubts, our own fears, our own trials and tribulations, or our own weights that's weighing us down. And we look at that reality all the time. But something of hope, of something of peace, something that feels like it's going to be loosening things up a bit. Well, that's the battle, isn't it? That's the constant war. And what's the price being played? And whose blood and whose sacrifice at this point over here? We're doing it for the self-sacrificing of everybody else, and therefore we're called martyrs and heroes. And the rest of us look like fools and idiots. So the rest of us are looking at all these other people that are trying to sacrifice like crazy, trying to tell us, you have to be this way, otherwise I'm going to die. Well, that's going to be miserable enough right there as it is. You're forcing me to be cheerful when I don't feel like it. But you have to be. Why? Because. Why? Why are you like this? Did you ever stop to think what was going on with me in the first place before you started doing your injections? But I don't understand. Because you're not caught up in human misery at this point over here like the rest of us are. You see, it's not a thing of liking it. It's being stuck with the damn thing in the first place. It's like worse than crazy glue. You don't have enough acetone to get rid of the damn stuff. It's just stuck to you like crazy. And you're miserable like hell. And that's how the perception is in our minds at sometimes. Is we can't get rid of this damn thing on us. Sometimes it's like a cancerous growth or like a symbiote trying to suck the living crap out of us. Our life, our souls, our happiness, anything else that we find joyful, including the memories that we hold dear to us. The memories of our family, of our past, and the things that we celebrated. It becomes the hardest damn thing to deal with. I can remember Christmases where I get stuck doing Christmas trees left and right. Well, my mother taught me how to do Christmas trees. I got stuck with a job all throughout my life. For how long am I going to be? That long. Okay, so basically we're talking about over 40 years or more. 45, more than that, of doing Christmas trees. I'm not talking about picking out Christmas trees. I mean, you take an artificial tree, and that's no problem with me. I got my template there. But the thing is, you got to have an artistic vision regarding the situation. You got to see what you got, or try to find something that you could use. You got to see what you got to do the template. I always did say I had a creative bug in me somewhere, and as a younger kid growing into a teenager to an adult, I guess she was right. I mean, I wanted to write, I wanted to create, I wanted to be a storyteller. But also doing a storytelling, you also wrote stories in your head concerning about the things that you're putting up. Now, I really didn't think about doing the stories about Christmas trees, but they did tell a story. They told a story about how a family was struggling like crazy with decorations that they had used over and over and over again. And sometimes they'd break. It's harder to replace them, but when you can replace them, you replace them. But you still put them up there. Broken pieces, but they're still working. Jury rig it one way or another. But it still told a story. I just wasn't paying attention to it. I mean, I could build Lego ships and I could tell you stories about the damn thing. I could make up adventures about the damn thing, or a base or something like that when I was a kid and growing up as an adult. My imagination was fertile during that time. And Christmas time had to be the Christmas tree. I didn't look at it as a story template. I just look at it as, oh God, not again. I mean, it was most times it's like, oh my God, not me again. Come on. John, come on. It's time to decorate the tree. Ah, for the love of St. Pete. Or sometimes I would say the love of St. Mike. But if I haven't said the love of St. God, oh my. One of the things. Try not to do it, but I did it anyway. Many times. I should be making amends totally on that one. Don't take the Lord's name in vain. Ever. I don't. Even thinking it just doesn't work. I mean, it's just. But I'm sorry about that. You're sorry, son of a seat. I'm going to kick your fucking ass for this thing. But I'm really sorry about this guy. Even though I let go up there, kick your ass. Well, you know, it's my time, you little sorry son of a seat. I just. But I'm sorry. It's like the duality being played out here. So either you are or you aren't. And me, on the other hand, get my ass kicked one way or another. And getting the ass kicked would be, John, do the tree. And that's sometimes how I looked at it is, no, not me again. Come on, let David do it. Because you do it better than Dave. Why? I never did ask that question of a mama. I don't think I ever had that question with my family on this one. Why did they always get me stuck with the damn tree? I was the most creative son of a bitch in the family. In our immediate family, just Ma, Dave, and me. Ma wanted the holes done. She wanted a perfect tree. She had her own vision, but she didn't have the talent for it. But she wanted to do her own tree. She'll tell me how to do the damn tree in her own vision, and she wants me to be the implementation of the damn thing. And she told me that too many times growing up. And, well, we had trees, and I was an adult. I always got on my. There's still holes in the thing. There's no holes in it. There's holes in it. There's a space out here. There's space. You can stick your fist through it, John. That's why the candy cane in there. That's why the tinsel's hiding it up. That's why we got garland and light in the area. It's still out. You want it solid. As I said before, you worked with what you got. But you're also dealing with somebody else who has a different viewpoint about how to do the Christmas tree and has lost the touch on how to do a Christmas tree. And she's depending upon my creativity to fill the hole for her. That's how I kept looking at it. So it didn't become my tree, it became her tree. But she couldn't do the work, I had to do the work. I really couldn't see it down the road, or during that time, that it was really all of our tree. Except I got stuck doing the damn work. Maybe David would help out a little bit if he did. But he usually left me alone. He thought I had a handle on the damn thing. Well, maybe I did. But I'll tell you one thing. When you stop doing a Christmas tree for a long while, and you look back at the pictures that you've done, and I look back at the memories, I'm hating it more and more because I wish I had the damn big tree back up again with the decorations we lost. I could put her up right here. Right next to this table, I could put a Christmas tree. If God, if it is His will, keeps me here for another year, that I can try spending Christmas. Allow me a big tree like I used to have. And an apartment without the bugs in it. If I can just get additional ornaments. I wish I had my old ones back, but I can't get them. I have to deal with new ones. I have to look forward to the markdowns now. If there's anything left, I'll save them. I've kept a lot of them as much as I could. I had more. I mean, I had a big, huge, frickin' computer box this big. And it was for the individual boxes where the individual balls and hangers and danglers and stuff. Oh my God, it was beautiful. It was so beautiful. It may look like a biggest ass eyesore, but man, I could have used that box right about now. But I used what I got for the Christmas trees I've got. Little mini Christmas trees. One you plug in and light up, and the other ones I got just battery powered lights all over the place. But that's fine. That's alright for right now. But I'll tell you something. I know I said about family, and family's important to me. When you celebrate Christmas, it's not just the presents down there, it's also the love. But you still have to have a positive thing. I mean, everyone else puts up the manger one way or another. Just to make a symbolic thing saying this is what the holiday season is all about. Well, yes, it is. And for me, it's still a Christmas tree. Because that's how I was raised. We were all raised under that conception that a Christmas tree is what God intended. But there was no Christmas tree in the desert during that time. They only did the decorations afterwards. You know, like centuries later. And beginning the holiday seasons of those. Is that we're so used to them? They didn't have Christmas like we have right now. They didn't know what it was. Until we actually started, the traditions of it, slowly but surely. Until today, now it's all commercialized. But you can't commercialize decorating a Christmas tree, or anything else for that matter, right now. Reality check. My dog needs to go out. Give me a few minutes, will you? Well, a very feisty dog she is. Can't deal with the cold though. Shivers like crazy. It's the part Chihuahua of her. I try to do something special for myself this year, but I'm having a hard time trying to justify it. Christmas is usually where you go extravagant, but hopefully not too extravagant because you still got to pay bills next month. But I still need to eat for the next week or two. So I try to scrounge as whatever I can and try to get more stuff right now as it is to last a little bit longer time. Let me get this off. Talk about the creativity of Christmas and the beauty and spirit of it. Grinches are about left and right in one way or another. Job losses left and right. Try a Pony Ride's been out there for about 75, 79 plus years. Griffith Park, because of certain Grinches out there trying to look for the best of the animals, a tradition has been thrashed forever, laying off a lot of people left and right. Merry Christmas. From the city of Los Angeles and from these damn activists. I know they're trying to look for the welfare and the benefit of the animals, but how to screw people over left and right on a holiday season like this, I'll tell you. It just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like Christmas. And it's getting even worse and worse, especially when you get the politics involved, making everything else go in hell in a handbasket. It's no wonder I'm getting more and more cynical these years. I'm feeling more and more, and I'm getting more and more into the pattern of wishing I was still back a kid back those years. I mean, if they actually had the time machine set back and get to be turned into a kid again, hopefully with the knowledge, but maybe not. I just have to relive everything else. Imagine dealing with a Groundhog Day situation over and over and over again with the same situation. Well, would it be a delight, a paradise, or would it be hell? It gives me nearly the same way when I keep looking back at the memories of what I had. I mean, we all keep looking back and wish. But we're seeing it in our own adult perspective and the context that we have currently compared to what was back then. We've seen how innocent it was. We weren't worrying about anything else. You want to bet? We didn't remember as much. We didn't remember all that much of what was going on during that time. Maybe the hardships, maybe sometimes a bit of embarrassment. How we had to keep struggling. Everyone else got better stuff than me. I got Legos, got books, I would get toys. Really didn't get a bike until I was about early mid-teens. Started learning how to ride one. As a young kid, you're supposed to ride one, but we couldn't afford bikes during that time, so we didn't ride bikes. And Kick-A-Go wouldn't work all that much, but it still worked. I played and dreamed in my own head. Read books. And had imagination. I kept wondering if I've lost that or not. Have I used it up, or is it still out there for me to use? I don't want to look at the holiday season as a lousy thing to go through, I'll tell you that much. But it is, sometimes. I may not have a lot. I keep expecting maybe a package or two wrapped up in a present. It's better to give instead of receive, and sometimes you wonder if you haven't received enough. It's a selfish part of yourself, self-centeredness, ego-driven. Everything has to be me, 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 and screw everybody else. Because I want to get my quote-unquote fair share, which is everything else at the bottom you don't. That's fair. I'm seeing that more and more. And not just online. Oh, it's sometimes personal. And sometimes I'll see the reverse. The intended purpose of the holiday is to bring some kind of peace and joy to people. Instead of feeling like a miserable Grinch and Scrooge Incorporated. I was talking about decorating Christmas trees and how much I look back at it and I should have been looking at it as it was important. Well, it was important. I mean, it was important for the family. It was important to Ma. It was important to me. I should have looked at it as important to me, but I didn't. Because I was doing it for the family and I was doing it for Ma. But maybe somewhere deep inside, it was still for me as well. Because it made me appreciate more and more the holiday season, especially when I kept, you know, decorating the tree until we lost it. And then it mattered a great deal. We realized too late of our mistakes. We didn't have the wisdom back then, but we have to build up experiences to get the wisdom. And by the time we get the message, it's already done. But even sharing the pictures of what has been done, maybe in a way also helped out maybe people, I don't know. Or maybe it's supposed to be helping us out in the process. Because it really wasn't just for the decorator. It wasn't just for the creator. It was just for others to enjoy. It was there to remind us. Of course, we screw things up like crazy, don't we? I know I have. I had to get my blood sugar stabilized a bit this morning. I kept thinking to myself, what the hell I'm going to eat? What the hell am I going to eat? Just a Pop-Tart? I mean, I like Pop-Tarts, but give me some cooked food. And I kept thinking, I ain't got any cooked food for breakfast. The thing I can do is cereal. I guess I'm going to do a DoorDash and eat the bunny. I'm going to have to eat it. The convenience, you're paying more for convenience than anything else. But I need this stuff. And I'm looking at myself right now and I'm wondering, is it worth it? I keep looking at Scrooge. Chin's old miserly son of a bitch. I keep wondering if I'm the same way. And I know to be answer is saying, no, you're not that way. And I don't want to be that way. I've seen it, felt it. Ugh. It's ugly and cold. The clouds are affecting the light outside. It should have been Christmas Eve right now, but it isn't. I'm going to be regretting what I'm going to be regretting in a decision at this point over here, but I need what I need as it is. And it's going to cost me a great deal, especially the stuff I need. I know I'm a full of an idiot. It goes without saying. we are not doing that again. Oh, for the love of sake, Mike, it's going to be that kind of a day. It's going to be that kind of a day. Fuck. Yeah, I can't even get into Amazon to take care of stuff. You son of a bitch. Sign in. I had signed in, you bastard. And now I gotta re-sign all over again. The Grinch is at work again. Well, this isn't the end of the day, though. We'll see how the Grinch really screws me over today.